Hi everyone, now this video is something totally different. I've got a book here which it's well out of the copyright. It's a Hawkins Electrical Guide and this is volume 10. It's an American publication. It's copyrighted. It's got it all on there, so I know I'm okay. Impression 1927, so it's a very old book, and what it's got in it is some very interesting old stuff on lifts or elevators. Well, as it's American, it's elevators. I don't quite know how to do this, but what I'm going to do is to perhaps take a picture of each page, and it can always be paused to read, so we'll give it a go. I don't know how successful it's going to be, but this is the part that sort of that tells you about it. A lot of it is done by questions and answers. This is the page that actually starts. It might be a complete failure, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to give it a whirl. I know on YouTube there is a lot of interest in lifts and elevators and that, so I thought, well, it might be of use. Obviously the stuff is well out of date, but for historical purposes it could be quite interesting. Mind you, a lot of it is probably exactly the same as it is now. As I say, it's got questions and answers. You always read it by just pausing it and reading it off. As I say, it may be a complete failure or it may not. We just have to see. I'm just going to pause a minute. Is everything okay, Mark? Everything okay? I'm doing it, let's do it now, don't I? How that works. Something tells me this is not going to work, but I can but try. You might have to turn on your head to read what that says. but it's for historical purposes. Considering this was, I think, about 1917. Tell you what, they had some elaborate cars. Look at that. Not made like that today. Definitely not made like that today. There's a good old motor. Definitely not made like that today. It's obviously quite a bit technical. Don't know whether it's going to work. I've never done this kind of video before, so it might be a complete failure. Now just have a break. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to work. There's more pages than I thought. I hope it's readable. Another break. It's taking ages to do. break. It's taking much longer than I thought. It's taking much longer. But we'll see how it turns out. If it's no good, we'll just delete it. Try to do it so I can get the whole of the other diagram in. It'll be easier to pick up. As I say, it's for historical interest. I can't imagine anyone working through the other diagrams. But they're on there for interest. As I say, totally different today. Looks like there's not a valve in sight, or even no transistors either. Many years before their time. But the system obviously worked. I've got the old controlling switch there. Yeah. Another quick break. It's taking much longer than I thought. Something tells me this is going to be a complete waste, but we'll try. Let's see what happens. Try and get the diagram in full so you can pause it and have a little look at how it all works. Try and get all the writing and text in focus. This little camera's been playing up a bit, I don't know why. You can see some names that are no longer in existence. Cutler-Hammer. I think they still make electrical stuff, but as far as I know they have nothing to do with lifts and elevators now. We are going back many, many years. Some of this beautiful old stuff, it really is. You'd think of the modern stuff, it's just, you know. The old days we made some good stuff. Mind you, a lot of the English lift makers are no longer exist. Either been taken over or gone out of business. I remember there was a company called Marriott and Scott. They've gone. I've got in a patent book they show this was put on by I think a Mr. Marriott, so it's obviously from the same firm, Marriott and Scott. A neon type bulb, same size as a 5-watt neon beehive, but inside it's got 2 arrows, one pointing up and one pointing down. Whether it was ever used I don't know, but it was obviously for the direction of the travel. If I find it, I'll try and put it out on here. That was Marriott and Scott. I think their place was in Hounslow. I know if I'm wrong, someone will correct me. I remember going past it. I'm sure it was Marriott and Scott. So many things have changed. Unfortunately, a lot of it has not been for the best. I remember when I first went up to the RHS halls in Westminster. It's near Victoria in London. The old lift, and I was at school at that time, the lift there was express, and it was the old cage type, the old gates. Something of almost a collector's item today, because right next door to the RHS hall, the express lift company had sort of a warehouse. But during the time I was going there, I used to pop in there once a month because we had meetings of the Cactus Society, another of my hobbies. It had been changed. It was a modern Otis lift. So, you know, in those days it changed. And that's another break. That way it won't overheat, will it? It shouldn't overheat by giving them brakes. Yeah, I'm trying to keep the heating down. This is heating up a bit. Another page. Trying to get it so you get the whole picture in, so you can pause it and see what we're looking at. I just don't know how it's going to turn out. I know I'm okay on the copyright, because this book is very, very old. I have mentioned what it is, where it's come from. The acknowledgements have been given. A little bit of mass there. Herringbone gear drive. As I say, in those days they were learning different ways of doing things, finding out which worked, which didn't. And those while I'm talking away, someone out there may know this. In Kingston there was a, well, it's still there, there was a building called Bentall's. Now they moved into a new building, and I'm pretty sure they went into a building which had a cylindrical type lift. It looked as if it went through a tube. It wasn't a scenic lift. There's one inside, and that was quite a few years ago. I've since been back to the Bental Centre, and I can't see it anymore, and the whole place has been changed. So if anyone else knows about that, I'd be grateful. I don't think I'm dreaming, or was dreaming, but that was when they first moved. I think they must have moved twice. I remember it when it was in the really old building. So we've got quite a few pages to go. I thought I was going to get a visitor then. One of my pussycats was looking hopeful at jumping up. Another worm drive. So I have another break. I'm glad there's plenty of time on that thing. In fact, this thing is warming up, so I hope it's not going to burn out. I know a lot of you out there, I think, will be interested to see this. It's a set of books I was given many years ago. It doesn't just do lifts, it there's lots of subjects covered in it. But there's no way I'm going to copy every single article in here. If I suddenly jump down, it's because one of the cats has jumped up again. They just don't like it when I'm doing something and I'm not attending to them. I think the word is spot. These sort of show the different configurations, how they used to do it. Anyway, I know the facilities of pausing will be handy because there's no way. I'll turn it round so I get the whole lot in. Sorry about that, but it's nice to get the whole lot in. And back for the text. I might have to have another break in a minute. Coming out of the light. I've got a pussycat wanting to see all about it. Oh, you get down.